What's going on, folks? Welcome to tonight's episode of the Run and Gun Podcast. I'm Jay Peeps, that man looking off in the distance.
I'm here.
That's
I'm here in
Mr.
person.
Sass.
What's going on, everybody?
And for y'all tonight, we got a good one, of course. Ace will be on here in a little bit, but we got a little bit of everything. Super Bowl week, got the Super Bowl coming up. We'll drop our picks for that later on. Of course, FAMU schedule is out. Shout out to ONG Strike Zone and Fang Exchange and Fangs Up and everything for having the podcast. I know I was supposed to hop on that, but I got a little tangled up with what I had to do. Some business I had to take care of and everything like that. So, it is what it is, but they did a good job and stuff breaking it down. But we'll break it down here as well. A couple of key games here and there to talk about. Also, of course, major trade in the NBA that went down. We're going to talk about that. And also some trades this offseason that are going to be quite interesting, of course, too.
Yeah.
That will catch your eye.
People were also talking in the hockey world. They were talking about that was like a big trade, too, that happened between like three teams, like Chicago Blackhawks and two other teams. So trade for a trade for like second or third round pick, I think, or something like that. I'll have to look it up, but we'll get into it later. But yeah,
I'm trying to message DJ, trying to help him out. But interesting, yeah. This trades all around. Maybe we should just name this episode "Trades."
Yeah, or actually, when trade day happens, whether if it's in like NHL or football, we should actually do a stream for that.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. We can make that happen. Happen. You know it. But of course, folks, with that being said, like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to leave a comment on this video and everything too. Be sure to like these videos and everything like that. Make sure you definitely, again, subscribe to the channel. We do this every week before our season is up here after next week. So we can recap the Super Bowl. I think we're going to try to get a guest on here to wrap up season 9 before we come back to season 26 for the new intro and everything such as that. So for sure, man, without further ado, let's get this intro going. Hopefully Ace will be here soon. Speak of the devil, he's here. Yep. Oh, snap. Oh, my gosh. There we go. Yeah. Speak of the devil, he's here.
Never mind.
Well, all right. He'll be on after the intro. That means just
maybe he'll be down here in the middle, maybe. I'm always like my friend's always in the middle. I'm always in the middle. So
let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is JP. This is the Bull.
This is JC.
This is Flash. This is Jimi Hendrix.
And you're listening to the Run and Gun Podcast.
Now I can hear y'all.
That's good.
All right, bet. Perfect. He's in. All right, let's go ahead and let's do this, shall we?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Nice. Okay, let's see if I got this down. I'm gonna use using the clicker. It's a Shift S. Oh, yes, that is it. Okay. All right, so
you working? We in it now.
Look at you discover new technology.
Oh my gosh. So as y'all know, FAMU schedule came out this past, or what was it, last week? Or last Thursday? Last week. It came out last week.
Yeah. Because I know we were talking about this a little bit. It was like rough, but I guess now it's official. So
yeah, Yeah, we had some dates plugged in the right places and everything, and then I think we just needed to see like where others would go. So of course, August 30th against Howard down in Miami, Orange Blossom Classic. It'll be an interesting start. I'm not expecting Howard to be like the cream of the crop in that conference. I'm thinking it's going to probably be, South Carolina State, Norfolk State, North Carolina Central. Those are going to be your big three in that conference this year. Right now, Howard I think is fighting for like fourth or fifth, but it's going to be a dogfight in that conference regardless. Next week you stay down in South Florida, Boca Raton. You play Florida Atlantic. Interestingly enough,
Willie
which
Simmons.
I think we say again.
It's gonna be the Willie Simmons showdown.
No, Willie's at FIU.
Oh, whatever. Too poverty. FAU's poverty anyway. I don't care.
But I mean, honestly, at first I was really locking this in as a loss. I mean, I still think FAMU's going to lose that game, but I mean, when you go back and look at it, Florida Atlantic is like. Say again.
Who coaching FAU now?
I don't know because Tom Herman got fired.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I thought it was Willie Simmons.
Let me see.
I gotta check this now, bro. I would have sworn was Willie.
Zach Kitley just got hired at the end of last year.
I
remember this now. Yeah, okay. And he's first time head coach too. Came from Tech. He went to Texas Tech. This is his first head coaching gig.
Yeah, I'm a probably that one's gonna be a toss up. I think you probably will win, but it'll be like a 1-score game.
Yeah, honestly, look, they're trying to rebuild something new. They've had a lot of turnover. They were what 3-4 win team last year. It's kind of hard to tell. Like that is a game, fam. You could win depending on I'll tell you now. The first game will determine what happens in the second game. Telling you now.
Yep.
If you have a slump, if you have an ugly showing in that first game, I don't think you win. If you have an outright just dominant performance where you just are clicking on all cylinders, you come up the gate like gangbusters with some slight room for improvement, maybe you might be able to get Florida Atlantic. Maybe. But I'm like you, Ace. I think it'll be close, but I think they're going to lose that one. Next week, they play Albany State, September 13th. Yeah, that's a win. Quinn Gray and our friend Orlando McKinley, they come back to brag. It's another one that's interesting. November, they get a bye week. Then September 27th against Alabama State in Bragg. I like it. And then a redemption game, which honestly, it's funny. A year ago, we called this a preseason game, but now it's a redemption game. Head coach Terrell Buckley in his first year. I know you had no business losing this game last year.
That was still probably the most embarrassing thing I've seen all year, and I've seen the Magic lose by 30 to the Utah Jazz.
But you got to think about it. If that loss to Mississippi Valley doesn't happen, you probably lose the Florida Classic because you're putting out an offense that is averaging 28 a game at that point. And in the last 2 games of last season, granted, everybody's going to say, but it was only 2 games. You averaged 34 and a half. It was a night and day performance for your offense. But yeah, that's going to be another That's going to be another dogfight. Honestly, the first half of this schedule, it is critical. If you can get,
it's not like last year where it's like that second half was the gauntlet. The gauntlet's at the early part too.
Yeah, honestly, the gauntlet is truthfully. If you can get to homecoming, or really no, not even homecoming. If you can get to October 11th with a 4-1 record, you're looking pretty good.
You're chilling. Really all you got is Jackson State.
Yeah. And if you can get to homecoming with a 5-1 record, that's even better. 5-1 in the driver's seat. having already knocked off 2 Eastern opponents by that point. That's a good look. And I think honestly they're going to win homecoming. And honestly, I think it's a lot of Alcorn fans out there talking about, they're going to come in, they're going to take over Bragg. Grambling gave the same type of vibe. They didn't even show up. So, I mean,
so
I'm not going to hold my breath.
Alcorn is their homecoming game?
Yes, Alcorn is their homecoming game.
Alcorn.
Yeah, let me get my pack ready. We're going to be on pack watch that whole weekend.
No, I can see you two in like those like fanny pack, like put in the fanny packs, but like wear it up here. Where like it's like the
this will be a rip bozo smoking that pack kind of thing for homecoming week. I saw them hotel pricing, man. That is crazy.
Dude, it's criminal. It's bro. It gets worse and worse and worse every year. I've seen. You want to talk about inflation? Ugh. Nowhere else. Nowhere else. I'm already like literally with ease looking into hotel rooms for down in Miami, looking into hotel rooms for every other weekend. It's crazy. And then hell, honestly, it's going to be tough. And then homecoming 2.0 against Jackson State November 1st, which honestly, there's so much riding on that game. And then add in the fact Florida State plays Wake Forest. That I believe it's Wake Forest that weekend. Yeah, it's Wake Forest. Homecoming hotels are like almost $1,000 certain places, which is crazy.
2,000.
2,000. Oh,
who?
I'm sorry. I just my memory's not that well right now.
Crazy, like, man. What the hell?
Damn.
Yeah, I just
for a hotel room.
Might be cheaper to rent an RV and go up.
Shit, I'll sleep in my damn car.
There you go.
That too.
Stop it. Was it? I think there's a truck stop. I think somewhere between like Tallahassee and Madison. There's a truck stop with like a big. It's like a big TA or pilot. I'll just stay there. Honestly,
I wonder if you could what you could do is right for people who are nothing. Just stop in Pensacola or like not the Pensacola. What's it called? Destin.
Isn't that?
Destin.
Well,
Destin.
That's coming from the west.
Yeah, like if you go from the west side and just like hotel out there, that's probably cheaper than trying to stay in Tallahassee.
Honestly, yeah, that's some people do. I've done that before. Like, I did that for a spring game a couple of years ago. I stayed in Quincy, and then
that's what I'm saying. Like, you just like get a hotel on the outskirts of Tallahassee, like outside, like an hour, a half hour out, and just that would be so much easier, probably.
Yeah.
Rather pay the $20 in gas money or whatever that it'll take instead of $2,000.
That's crazy.
But yeah, see, now knowing me, I'm gonna probably find a way somehow, some way, and find a loophole and end up staying at one of these hotels. Now that does not mean 23 of y'all watching, do not DM Penalty Talk asking what loophole. All right, don't DM us asking that. That just look. I know how to sweet talk my way.
Yeah.
Look, I sweet talked my way out of a ticket once.
All right, moving on now to Southern. I gotta say that's probably a dub. Hey! Breaking news! Jimmy Butler to the Warriors.
Woo!
Wiggins,
I just got it.
Who's going back? Wiggins, Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first. Ooh.
Damn.
Shem just reported that.
That's crazy.
Ooh, well,
God, these trades are
I want to see how they managed to convince Jimmy to sign that deal, or they just said, "Screw it, we're gonna just get Curry help."
That's crazy. But yeah, so November 1st, SWAC East is going to be on the line, possibly, depending on how you look in those other SWAC East matchups. September 27th and October 4th. So. It's a lot riding on that game. It really is. I can't even tell you who's going to win it right now. I can't tell you who's going to lose it. It's too early to tell because we're in February. It's too soon to jump. The next two games, I think you can win those, and then Florida Classic. You're going for your 5th straight. And honestly, depending on how many games you win with, that brings up the first one. Here we go. So FAMU needs to win 11 games in the regular season, or really just win the East. And that would not, you know what, hell, that's going to entail winning 11 games in the regular season. If you win 11 games in the regular season, with the 11th being against Bethune-Cookman, you get your 600th program win. Funny enough, FAMU won their 500th program. FAMU got their 500th win as a program back in 2001 against Bethune. And the MEAC title. So, again, you got to win 11 games on this schedule.
Well, I think it's going to be a 9-3 record.
And that's realistic.
I can see it. I can see it.
Realistic.
Yeah, I mean, Jackson is their biggest component, so that might be a very tough battle. Southern, same thing. And I guess I feel like
FAU.
Alabama, maybe. Or FAU.
So
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I see the FAU is probably the biggest guaranteed loss. Then Jackson State. That's probably like 70-30 Jackson State to win that game. And then knowing FAMU and this way this team is not as, how do I say, hardcore as it was with Willie Simmons. That means they're gonna have a choke loss somewhere in here.
Yeah, you got it. Hey,
double doink field goals.
They got to kill that narrative.
Oh Lord. Hey, double doink it worked for Washington to beat the Bucks.
Oh my gosh! Don't, dude, you're waking up Bears fans and a lot of others. And
at this point, it's just comedic relief just to hear the doink. Like, ooh.
Dang, you want to hear something crazy with this Jimmy thing, right? Golden State was having a shoot around for media, and they just brought everybody back from the court into the locker room like 10 minutes ago and shut the doors and then let nobody out. And then the trip broke like 8 minutes later. Dang, that's crazy.
That's wild. All right,
NBA been popping. I mean, some of it's pretty stupid. So don't get me wrong. We'll talk about that stupidity coming up because there's some stuff that needs to be discussed. But back onto this topic here, I think they're gonna finish 9-3, probably same with Dalton.
I'm not giving mine yet. I gotta let it simmer in, but I mean,
you gotta simmer it. I might actually honestly say with you, like personally, like don't say 9-3. Like in the back of my mind, I think they're gonna probably lose 4 to 5 games.
9-3, 8-4.
I don't know. I just feel like this team just don't move me that way now. And like, I ain't know who the quarterback gonna be yet. Like I see it is, I can see them being 2-loss team, and I could also see them being a 5-loss team. That's what the range is looking at right now.
Yeah.
Because has the defense going to tackle, and can your offense be consistent?
That's a fair assessment. That is a very fair assessment.
I always feel like too, even your first like season game coming back after a long season, I always feel like the first game is like kind of like a ride or die because that might set the pace and the tempo for like the rest of like the season too.
Yeah.
My first take. I don't know.
Now I will say this: Willie Simmons' first season was 6-5. Colsey did about the same thing with 7-5. So there are people out there that are expecting a huge jump, and there are games on the schedule you should not lose. Which I'm going to say it again: you should not lose to Valley, even though it's in Valley. Terrell Buckley is another big name FSU cornerback that's in this conference now. You shouldn't lose to Pine Bluff. You shouldn't lose to Alabama A&M, even though they hired a new coach too. Baton Rouge is a tough trip, but you haven't lost there since '96. You shouldn't lose that game. You shouldn't lose to Albany State. That's what one. You shouldn't lose to Bethune-Cookman, to be honest. That's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games right there. And homecoming, 8 games you should win. That's 8 games right there you should win.
And didn't you say that had that like this past season had like the worst record or had like no wins or something, or was that another team?
This past season was like the worst season since 2018, since Willie Simmons' first season. But this was also Colsey's first season too.
Gotcha.
So yeah, guys. So what's the most intriguing game on the schedule?
My op pack against Alcorn.
I was gonna go with what Ace was feeling earlier and say FAU. I feel like that's gonna be the intriguing one.
You know. The
what I'll say is, if they lose to Howard, they're gonna lose 6 games.
Yeah. Now that I would agree with that. That's a game.
If you come out flat for that Orange Blossom Classic, that's setting the tone for the rest of the season, because it's not like you're in the Orange Blossom Classic against a top 5 pick. Now, a current top 5 pick back whenever that was, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Anyways, you get the point. I'm saying it's like you're not playing against this star-studded team. Yeah, you're not playing the University of Colorado in the Orange Blossom Classic. You are playing Howard. No offense to Howard, but it's Howard. You don't get the excuse of losing it the way you've been losing the Orange Blossom Classic the last 2 out of the last 5 years you played it, or 4 years anyway.
2021, 2022, 2023.
21 and 22. So that was 3 years ago, or 2 years.
Yeah,
there was 2 years in Colorado. So yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm with you. They got to win that first one. The most intriguing game to me, obviously, is there's 3 of them for me. I'm gonna go homecoming, November 1st, and then Florida Classic. Those are the 3 most intriguing games. Those are 3 games you have to win those. You have to. There's momentum to be built behind all 3 of those games. But I'll tell you now, if they go into the Florida Classic rolling with the SWAC East already clinched, they're winning the Classic. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
But if they lose 2 of those, or one of those 2 before the Classic, and the SWAC East isn't theirs, then yeah.
All right.
Might be a dogfight again. All right. So that being said, too, also, FAMU did bring in some hires as well. Vincent Jeffries, who is now joining as the I didn't bring that up. Yeah, he's joining out as the wide receiver coach / pass game coordinator. So he comes from Western Illinois. He was previously a quarterback under Willie Simmons and Alex Wood during his time there. So, where are those numbers at? I had them. Where did they go? Where did they go?
No.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay. I remember them. So, at his previous stop, they were 4th. Western Illinois was 4th in first downs, 17th in pass offense in the FCS, and then 25th.
Another kind of breaking news.
Hold on, wait. And then 25th in another offensive statistic. So they were top 25 or top 30 in 3 categories. Mind you, he's only a pass game coordinator coming in, but again, I think he does bring a valuable asset to this offense that is going to be needed. Nice. What do you got?
All right. Jimmy Butler signed a 2-year, $121 million deal with Golden State. That's what, $60 million a year. That's almost. I think Jalen Brown is $60 million too. That's one of the highest paid deals ever.
It's a fair deal. I mean, 2 years.
35-year-old. Not wrong, but they get a good. I want to see where KD goes. All right. Anyways, back to this. Vincent Jeffries to FAMU. I saw that deal they made. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, Colsey's slowly filling up his staff. So I like this one though. It's not like it was just somebody that came from a lackluster, offense in the previous conference, but it's also like I was telling somebody else, you look at the numbers that Western Illinois put up with him in that offense. Western Illinois was putting up like 30 plus. They put up 40 in a game, but it's crazy they still lost all those games. And I was telling somebody, look, you score 30 plus, 40 plus in this conference and not the Ohio Valley, you win 9 times out of 10. Or really 9.5 out of 10, you're winning that game. Because ain't no offense in this conference is going to, go tit for tat with you week in and week out where you're going to score 40 and then they score 50. This ain't the Big 12. It's not. There's no offense to the offensive coordinators in this conference and the head coaches in this conference, but there's no OC that reminds me of Art Briles or reminds me of Cliff Kingsbury in the SWAC right now. There isn't.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be real.
I can see it.
So, again,
If
you score 30 plus, 40 plus in this conference, you're smooth sailing. So we'll see. Along with some key additions along the offensive line too. But yeah. Also, once again, this is me beating the drum. Extend Coach Patrick Curry. I know they lost last night to Alabama State, but extend that man 2 to 3 years. He's earned it.
All right. That's facts. Listen to the man. You know what he's talking about. Extend that man. Cool.
For real, dude. Yeah, we sitting on our fingers waiting on this, man. Like, dude, come on. Get the man his money. He's earned his right to stay. All right. So
I'm gonna say NBA first, and then we go off to do the Super Bowl last.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do some hot topics.
Because you gotta save the best for last. I know people waiting for the Super Bowl, but a lot of stuff to talk about.
Let's see. Quick hot topic while you're looking something up. Watching the Bruins and Rangers playing right now. And Rangers are
watching Hitler versus Stalin.
The Rangers and the Bruins. Damn.
Yeah, Hitler versus Stalin.
Well, the Rangers are up by 1, so.
Dang, Hitler's up 1 on Stalin.
Golly, I was not expecting that. That came out of left field. All right.
Ever since the Igor's better nonsense started with the Rangers, they became Hitler. Well, no, actually, the Bruins are Hitler, so I guess Stalin's up 1. Anyways.
All right, so I'm gonna just go ahead and just throw it in right off the bat. Why trade away Luka, man?
Nico Harrison is a marked man for life. Let's get that straight up. Marked man for life. He cannot go out on the streets of Dallas and be safe. Like not like just saying. I'm just saying as a fact. Like that the people in Dallas have been mad. Unless the only way this doesn't go bad, it's still gonna have a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. But the only way this doesn't look terrible in 25 years is if the Mavericks win 2 rings before AD retires, and the Lakers win none and Luka leaves in free agency next year.
I feel for him because at first he said
Luka looks so sad.
Yeah, dude, he broke down in tears because he thought he was going to be there for, and then he had already said he bought a house in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Like, dude, can you imagine? You just bought probably a $10 million house, or if you're doing your money right, probably a nice $5 million house and living comfortably. And then all of a sudden, you get an update across the screen, probably, or you get told by your agent. Yeah,
he gets a text message from or call that told him.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Dude, I just bought a house here. Now I got to. Probably because he's gonna make that home still, because Texas is a nice state to live in.
It's a much cheaper state to live in.
Yeah,
and they cost him $100 million, which I think is probably the worst part of it.
It's crazy, man.
By the way, the Jimmy trade was actually a 5-team trade. We got Schroeder's going to Utah, and Kyle Anderson's Toronto, and Josh Richardson and Lindy Waiters are going to
it's all these like the way things
interconnecting
move.
pieces.
Yes, and this is
And
why
like the NFL, it's 1-for-1 kind of thing.
Yeah, and for me, it's like when I watch the NBA draft, it's so many pieces moving behind. Like, oh, so and so's been drafted by this team, and now he's been traded away to them, and then this team gets this draft pick, and then so they select this kid, and it's like what?
It's kind of like the opposite of the NFL. The NFL guys teams trade up for the pick to take the guy they want. NBA, it's the guy gets picked and somebody trades. He gets traded afterward, most likely.
Yeah, see, and like in things like that, you rarely see it happen in the NFL. I mean, I think the last time you saw it was Eli and Phillip Rivers, but it's like that's just to me like it's so many moving pieces.
Yeah, but back to the Luka thing now. Let's say Dallas. Okay, you're saying the man is 270 pounds, right? If you want to see 270 pounds, I don't want to. If Luka's 270 pounds, then Zion's over 300 to get that first off. Second point. I mean, if you really you're gonna say, oh, we need a defense, man. Y'all was in the NBA Finals 7 months ago. Luka Doncic, I don't care what you say about his conditioning, has achieved more in 5 years than Joel Embiid has achieved in the 10 years he's been in Philadelphia. So you're gonna say you're worried about him becoming Embiid? Well, he's already accomplished more than Embiid. Now, the part that I know it's kind of like a conspiracy, but like that's the only thing that makes true sense in this whole situation is so Christopher D. Cradaville, like there's a lot of Maverick fans who pointed it out, and I noticed it as well as like the people who own the Dallas Mavericks is not Mark Cuban anymore, right? He sold the majority stake to these Adelson, I can't say Adelson Dumont people, family, whatever. They own a bunch of casinos apparently in Las Vegas. And we've heard Adam Silver talk about the declining ratings of the NBA and how that's an issue. And also that he wants to expand the NBA to Seattle and Las Vegas. Well, we've seen this in the NFL where a team packs up and leaves for another city, and they proceed to have a new team take the space in the old city. Now, where I'm getting with this is that people are saying is probably going to be most likely the case. Dallas trades franchise player, tanks fan value and interest because they're refunding season tickets now to the fans who own them for the remaining home games after trading Luka. They're going to tank the value and move the Dallas Mavericks in a year or two to Las Vegas because casino people want to make casinos, and Texas is notorious. As we know, they don't want casinos in Texas because, they're super conservative or whatever. So they're not getting the casinos in Texas, so they'll move the Mavericks that they own to Las Vegas, avoid having to pay any expansion fees to getting a team in Vegas. You're in Vegas now, and then the NBA will just give Mark Cuban probably a new team in Dallas with the old Mavericks history.
Dude, they look like privileged hippies.
Well, there's another part too, but I'm not saying that on air. Anyways, I'll tell you off air. Anyways, moving on to the further points.
It's a guy asked about things to say, but I'm not going to say it. Keep it to myself.
Yeah, I'm not saying what I'm thinking in my head. No, I'm not saying it.
Not on live.
No, we're not saying that.
Sorry, live.
No, that's you, not you, Ace. I want Mr. Sasser to say it.
It's got to, like he said, it's for me at least. It's got to be said off air. I can't say it on air.
Dude, yeah, they just look like privileged hippies.
That dude looks like
he's dead anyway.
Jerry Jones.
Yeah, another dumb owner in Dallas.
Dude on the right's dead. The wife is the one alive, and then some Dumont guy who's also in charge.
I see what you're saying, Jordan. Like, okay, he's like
Nico Harrison.
She looks more like a hippie than he does. But...
Yeah, the hairstyle.
Yeah, the hair.
Anyways, and Nico Harrison, the fact he didn't tell his head coach and he was kind of going rogue on the whole thing, offering Luka Doncic is just the worst part about it. And I mean, there's also the part like the NBA is trying to save the ratings, and getting a top 3 player in the league to the Los Angeles Lakers is a good way to save your ratings. But I'm gonna be real. I don't think he's staying there. He might leave and go team up with Jokic or Giannis somewhere.
Honestly, I could see him going to Denver. I'd like to see him go to Denver.
Because he's best buds with Jokic, so.
Now, the funny thing was somebody on his team, like, they just had their child, and he commented on the post on Instagram and was like, hey, they might trade him too. But
yeah, I think Giannis gets traded this offseason.
Giannis?
Yeah, I think he gets traded this offseason. They dealt Chris Middleton to Washington today for Kyle Kuzma. So I'm sure that's gonna go well. And they've also lost 5 of the last 6. It's been rough for them. And Doc Rivers is a sure way to tank your team. Anyways,
update: Boston is up 2-1.
Stalin came back, or Hitler came back. Great.
Goodness gracious.
Any other big trades? Oh yeah, the other trade.
Hockey. There's a hockey trade. I don't know if you heard about that one.
Oh yeah, tell us about that. I was
so this involves
a lot of hockey trades.
Chicago Blackhawks. It's 3 teams: Chicago Blackhawks, Hurricanes, and Avalanche.
Oh yeah.
Chicago Blackhawks traded forward Taylor Hall in a 2-year deal. Colorado Avalanche and Hurricanes. Avalanche steps in and says, "You know what? We'll give you Mikko Rantanen." So, Avs are trying to get his cap space essentially back. So,
yeah, it's basically the AD trade, but way worse. The Luka AD trade, but way worse. Well, not way worse, but like,
not worse. But
how do I say this? It's like the Walmart brand Luka AD trade.
Great value.
Okay. Great value. Yes. Great value, Walmart. Great value, Luka AD trade. Because Mikko Rantanen is a top 5 player in the league. He's more like top 8. He's like number 6 through 8 kind of guy in the league.
Taylor Hall's like top 15.
No, Taylor Hall is just old and washed. He has his moments, but he's beat up in injuries. And then Martin Nietzsche's is like top 30, top 40-ish.
Yeah.
This is in regard to that Mavericks trade.
Luka trade. Yeah. They said they're thinking about the future of the franchise, yet you traded for an injury-prone 31-year-old while you're trading away a 25-year-old entering his prime. Yeah. Sure, bud. Not helping the non-collusion allegations. I think this has got to be the most one-sided trade since Rob Hennigan traded Sabonis for Serge Ibaka. Sabonis and Oladipo for Serge Ibaka. Like blatant GM collusion. It would not shock me if Nico Harrison's in LA on an assistant role in like 3 years after he gets fired for that deal. Just like Hennigan went to OKC right after.
It's crazy. Dallas
Anyways,
Mavericks had so much potential. Dallas Mavericks had so much potential. Sprout now.
I wonder where KD's getting traded to. This NBA trade deadline has been wild. I've never seen one like this before.
And the trades don't stop there. They're gonna keep coming in the NFL too.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be
now that Jimmy Butler's dealt, the floodgates are gonna open up. The Magic need to make a deal. I cannot watch another game after tonight with this sorry team. Anthony Edwards said, by the way, I don't know if y'all care or not. I thought this was hilarious, but he said that if he's not playing if the Minnesota Timberwolves are not playing on the same day that Luka and the Lakers play Dallas Mavericks, he's going to sit courtside for that game. Because Luka's going to drop 100.
Jeez, honestly, I don't blame him. Look.
That's going to be fireworks going off.
It's going to be a lot of emotion being let out. That's what it's going to be. All right. So, well, you know what? I guess I could ask now. Let's get it out the way. Who had the best Super Bowl halftime ever? Before we go over that.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's hear it from the guy in the middle first. I'm curious.
A guy that watches a lot of those, and in the past have like looked at some that are like, yeah, I've skipped some because I'm just like, this one's awful and this person's okay. But I think like I'm sorry, as much as people want to say like maybe I'll go with like one that I was kind of like meh about. I thought I'm having a brain fart now. Honestly, I think one of the best ones was probably, I don't know, I might be biased here, but I think it was the Red Hot Chili Peppers Bruno Mars. I thought that one was pretty good.
I like the Bruno one. That was 2012, actually, I think.
I thought that one was, yeah. Damn, yeah, I probably was that old. I don't even know.
That Bruno was good. I was going to say Bruno or the LA one with Kendrick, Dr. Dre, and Snoop.
Yes, that was a good one, too.
I thought that one was okay.
What was rigged for the Rams, though.
But
I'm gonna go Prince, Super Bowl 40. In the rain. He was singing.
I don't think I saw. I don't even think I saw that Super Bowl. My first Super Bowl I watched was. What year was Colts Bears?
That was the Super Bowl. That was the one. That was Super Bowl 40.
Yeah, I was 3, so I don't remember the whole details of that. But yeah, I remember that one.
I remember. Dude, it was. I think that was like the first and only Super Bowl where like it actually rained, and Prince is out there on stage. The stage is slick. He's in like these high, like
those stilettos or whatever.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
And they're worried about him slipping. March 100 was in that one too, by the way. They were in Super Bowl 3 and in that one. I just wanted to say, and like he's out there singing Purple Rain, dude, and he was just playing that electric guitar, and it was perfect.
I think I remember my first Super Bowl I watched. It was I don't remember the girl. But I remember it was just Justin Timberlake was in it. I don't know if you can remember that one.
Oh, I'm also throw out Super Bowl 27. Michael Jackson.
Were you alive for that?
I was not around for it, but I went back and watched it because I watched the whole game, like the whole broadcast, and like yes, Dallas they dropped like 50 on the Bills that day. That was like Buffalo's 3rd out of 4 like straight Super Bowl losses. But Michael Jackson, like it didn't even feel like it in the moment like it was a Super Bowl. It felt like your prototypical Michael Jackson concert, because you know how like when he used to come out, he would stand there and like soak in the moment when he performed.
Yeah.
It was like that. Like they're literally, you can hear them telling him, Michael, we gotta go now. You gotta go now. And he stands there for like another like 25 seconds. And then finally just breaks out in music. Like I'm telling you, 2 people that had aura that were like probably at that level of the Super Bowl or above that level of the Super Bowl, Michael Jackson and Prince.
Yeah, and for their live presences, just you're there in the moment. They're there in the moment, soaking it up, just like you are, and you're like, "Ooh, we're about to see something pretty epic here."
Because it's like, dang, like we got a whole second half left to go after this.
Yeah,
that's the thing that you say to yourself.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I still have more football to watch. But I'm watching all this show now.
Because honestly, it's crazy, but I think, what was it, last year when Usher performed? I'm thinking to myself, like, same thing I was thinking about with Prince. I'm like, wait, but he didn't perform this. And he didn't perform that. I'm like, we got to really go back to the game already?
Yeah.
All right. Actually, that takes us straight into the Super Bowl talk.
Yeah. Let's do it. But let's ask this too before we really break it down. Yeah, I think you can say wings. Let's hear from the food concierge himself, Mr. Peanut Butter.
Cooked him.
It actually is. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Best platter. You know what I've been doing? It's been nachos.
That's
Yeah,
good.
that's not
Finally.
I like
We got
that.
nachos and ribs, so I go with that. Look at Dalton dropping a good food take.
I mean, I was gonna say like boneless chicken wings or chicken wings, but I feel like that's pretty.
Bone in chicken wings, right? Not no chicken nuggets, right? We're talking bone in.
Well, sometimes I don't know. Like sometimes, like, do you ever just want to like get those like 50 bucket wings or something?
Okay. Now we talking. Okay, as long as it's not them boneless chicken nuggets.
No.
lemon pepper.
Okay. All right. Dawn's cooking today. Finally, he's actually talking sense in food.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to eat though. My mouth's gonna be messed up by who knows when. Stupid ass wisdom teeth. Anyways,
You gotta get one out too. I gotta get one out.
Ooh,
Oh Jesus!
3. Damn.
Oh Jesus!
I'm screwed, guys. I'm completely screwed on this side. Anyways, yeah, ribs, wings, nachos. That's all it's gonna be on it.
Classics. Yeah.
Still gotta go find the ribs. It hasn't been on sale. Everything in them damn grocery stores overpriced as hell right now.
Yeah, got people stealing eggs and putting them in their trench.
I know. I saw that 40,000 eggs, $100,000. Like eggs worth more than gold.
And then the eggs spilled out the truck on the highway. Did you see that too? And someone was talking about like, man, you sound like Julius talking about something. That's $200,000 worth of eggs on the street.
At this point, we'd be better off just getting 100-year-old eggs. No one's going for those.
Man, I think I'm gonna just go buy a couple chickens and just grow them in the backyard and get eggs that way.
Right,
Honestly, that's not a bad idea.
Okay,
You can't go kidnap the Ybor chickens because that's against the law. But it's like if you could just like hatch your own little coop and stuff, you're doing good. Just hope nobody or like a wolf or anything gets in there. Or
Oh, wolf, more like a coyote.
yeah, just hope none of those get in there. But you should be good, man. Oh, all right, yeah. Let's go ahead and dive into it. So, Chiefs are looking to make it a 3-peat, as you saw last week, of course. We showed y'all there are. Oh, hold on. Let me bring it up. There are 3 teams that went for a 3-peat in North American sports and that got to the championship or got close to it that didn't make it happen. But there are 4 NFL teams that got to the playoffs or got close and didn't make it happen. So, with that being said, all these teams made it close, but all failed. 2005 Patriots are the only team that lost in the division round. All the other 3 teams here lost in the conference championship. So Steelers, they lost to the Raiders. Raiders went on to win that Super Bowl. 49ers, they lost to the Giants. The Giants went on to win that Super Bowl. And then the Cowboys, they lost to the 49ers. The 49ers went on to win that Super Bowl. So, question comes in as follows. The Chiefs 3-peat if blank.
The refs clutch
blank.
up.
The refs get paid out.
It's sad when we both say the refs give clutch up and help the Chiefs win it.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see it. When you tackle Mahomes, gently put him to the ground.
You gotta pick him up and put him on the ground like a baby, guys.
Yeah. And you gotta have a
gotta rock him while you're doing it. Give him a little kiss on the head.
It's like
give him a little belly
This is Mahomes. You just gotta go.
Don't forget you gotta put a blanket over him too and put a pillow underneath.
Yeah. And you gotta give him a little snack. Give him a water bottle and some food.
Yeah, exactly. Like a little gerbil.
Tell him, don't worry. Jake from State Farm will be with you.
Fumble Rooski, Fumble Rooski.
Oh my god, I hate that ad.
Dude, oh
but
my
that
God.
Save one or whatever where they're just saying save is just annoying too.
Oh yeah.
Stupid.
The other
I first
one
saw that, I was like, huh? This is
bundle and save is just annoying.
And then over the pain in the end zone too, where it's like, that's nice work, but who are the chefs? Just I can't. Now the other thing too here is there are some omens in this game. The officiating crew. Ron
Oh
Tolbert's calling
God,
this
this
game.
clown. Oh yeah,
Oh,
he's
no.
gonna win it.
Mike Morton is the umpire. Mike Causey is the down judge. The line judge is Mark Stewart. Field judge is Merle Robinson. Boris Creek is the side judge. He has the most Super Bowl experience out of all of these guys. He did Super Bowl 40.
54.
He did Super Bowl 54. He did Super Bowl 50, and he did Super Bowl 42.
54 was the Eagles.
54 was the Chiefs and
Oh God, yeah.
49ers.
AFC's won every time that Boris guy did it.
But no, the Giants won that one.
Oh, 32 or 42?
Super Bowl 42.
Oh yeah, Giants won that. I thought that said 32.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
couldn't see that. I have to go in like
one.
this.
Yeah, that was the one where where Eli he was sacked and then he got away and then they had the helmet catch.
Kyrie.
Yeah. So there's that at play, and then there's also the Kirk Cousins curse. Whoops. Where no team that has lost to Kirk Cousins has won the Super Bowl in the same year.
No team has lost. Oh, so no one has. Wait.
No team has lost to Kirk Cousins and won the Super Bowl in the same year. The Falcons beat the Eagles this season.
Oh crap! Mahomes beat him too. Oh yeah, we're screwed.
I know. I'm just like, you got. See, it's crazy how the Falcons still screw up the Super Bowl again. It's crazy. You know, like they screwed up 28-3, which honestly, happy anniversary, by the way. That is never going away. Didn't think we'd forget, but we did. Or no, but we didn't. And then, of course, everybody remembers that infamous Monday night game where Ray punched Chauncey. And then, of course, the Falcons ended up winning that in Philly. Screwed it up again. So, Chiefs 3-peat, man. Dang. I'd be sitting there at like 10 o'clock at night, just like shaking my head, just mad at the world. Like, this.
Now I'm wondering if I should bother watching this if the Kirk Cousins curse is so real.
I'm gonna watch it still. I'm gonna watch it.
I might peep it early and see if Philadelphia's up like
10.
I don't know, Philadelphia's got to be up like 5 touchdowns for me to be happy. If Philly's not up 5 touchdowns, Kansas City's gonna win.
Yeah, I'm telling you now, Philly ain't gonna be up no 5 touchdowns.
I'm feeling it's gonna be 10 points. It's gonna be a pretty close ball game.
If Philadelphia's up 10 points going into the fourth quarter, Kansas City's winning.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now, the other thing about this is
one-score game or tied going into the fourth quarter, Kansas City's winning.
Plus, well, actually, kind of want to look up Harrison Butker's record. Yeah.
He's not missed a kick in the playoffs ever.
No, I'm sure. I thought he missed at one point in the Super. He missed in the Super Bowl against the Bucks, actually.
Well, nope, that was the only time. The Bucks still having nightmares to. The Bucks are the only team that give nightmares to Mahomes. I don't know if Jalen Hurts can do it too. That'd be nice if he could.
Because I'm glad you said that, Ace. That all of this makes you appreciate what happened that infamous night on February 7th, which the anniversary's coming up. It makes you appreciate that night even more. He scrolled for 300 yards backwards that game. And he'll tell you. He said it earlier in the interview, like I think like Super Bowl opening night.
That would have been roughing the passer now.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, 100%. 100%.
The hand by the neck? Oh yeah, they're calling that roughing the passer now.
Mm-hmm. Dude, yes. which it's like it makes you appreciate it. It's like you got to be grateful for when your team gets there. I know Ace is glad. Like, you know what? Hey, the one time the Saints made it, they won. They made the most out of it. They made his night.
Cam Newton said he regrets not jumping on that football.
I'm sure he changed the trajectory of the game.
Mm-hmm.
He changed the game. Probably would have been so much different. And then you had Peyton on the other side who nickel and dimed you to death and dissected your defense with, because that's what Peyton was famous for doing late in his career, for making like 30 checks at the line of scrimmage and milking every second off the play clock. I am sure. But man, yeah, it's
I'll say this. If Philadelphia is gonna beat Kansas City, Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and I think Brandon Graham is gonna play in this game as well.
Yeah, he's coming back from injury.
This whole front four is gonna have to dominate. And when I say dominate, I mean they gotta be the best front four ever.
And with this Super Bowl, it's like two fan bases.
Zach Vaughn and Reed Blankenship or Chauncey or whoever's guarding Kelsey, they put two guys on Kelsey. Let Mitchell and Slay work the outside 1-on-1 and just run them four at Mahomes 100% miles an hour.
Yeah. No, I agree. And honestly, if you get a shot at Kelsey, you got to hit him. You got to hit him. Hit him right in his ear hole. And then you let him know, like, this is what type of game this is going to be.
Everyone nice, actually, like, rocking with a shoulder check, too.
Yeah. Dude, that's the lost part of this game, dude. You got to hit people.
No,
let
I
them
know
what type of game it is.
Like, you look at, like, you could look up, like, the highlight video of really Tom Brady getting, like, absolutely, in his early, like, 2000s career, like, him just absolutely getting slaughtered by
by a Buffalo player?
Yeah, Buffalo, whoever it was, like, he was...
Jets.
Jets. And
it's funny, Tom Brady will tell you, because I saw him say it in an interview. He was like, dude, I definitely deserve that hit because I'm not sliding. I didn't give myself up. And he whacked me. He was like, and I got up from it. He was like, that's an ejection and a massive fine in today's game.
Yeah.
But like, I'm sure Brady will tell you that's back when the game was more enjoyable.
Yep.
I'm sure of it.
It's gotten too soft. Too soft. You can't hit anybody, do something the wrong way, look at someone funny. Heck, you could be chirping and you could get taunting, but you don't really see it that much. But there's always like a rare.
Well, I mean, the Ravens would have been in the Super Bowl last year if not for Zay Flowers' nonsense.
Oh, is he doing something like that?
They would have been in the Super Bowl this year if it wasn't for what's his name?
Mark Andrews.
Then again, who knows? Who knows? The Chiefs probably still wouldn't have made it. So also too, the salary cap to end the year is going by the numbers essentially here. As you can see, the Patriots have the most while the Saints have the least.
Not surprising.
So, and then but the other ones that are surprising is I didn't think the Dolphins situation was that bad, and I didn't think the Cowboys situation was that bad either. So to see this is quite a surprise. Sheesh. I knew Atlanta's was bad. I didn't know Buffalo's was bad. I didn't know Cleveland's was that bad, and I didn't know Seattle's.
Seattle being that bad is crazy. I don't even know who they're paying.
Yeah, I don't know either. Which means...
Well, Cleveland, we know who they're paying. And then Myles Garrett requesting a trade not helping.
Yeah. Which is very true. So, first things first, how flexible, because honestly, those are two teams that you expect to probably be massive, suitors for free agency this offseason. How do you expect the Commanders and the Raiders to be? How flexible do you expect them to be this offseason?
Like this bag of goldfish, they're just going to keep pulling from the pond. They're gonna keep just being like, yeah, sure, let's get this guy, let's get that guy.
Honestly, hey, there's already talk about Cooper Kupp getting traded to Las Vegas. So
I can see it. I can see it.
I could do. I could see Cooper Kupp in any of those top 3 places, really. I could see him in New England, I could see him in Vegas, and I could see him in Washington. Washington, I think, is gonna. They have flexibility because it's like you got Terry McLaurin, you got Jaden Daniels. You can find free agents that can be a true wide receiver too to help elevate you. Because now you're thinking, look, you were just an NFC Championship. You got blasted by the Eagles, but hey, you know, maybe you shore up your offense with a more crisp route runner. Maybe you get a more valuable tight end to put with Zach Ertz. You could do some damage. You got a defense already. You can do some damage if you really elevate your offense. And Jay Daniels is going to be better next season. I already think he's the Lamar.
McLaurin needs a running mate. McLaurin need a running mate.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now whether they do that in the draft or whether they do that, in free agency, there is room to grow. And with $82 million in cap space to work with, a team that wasn't expected to do anything this season can get a lot scarier. And with Pete Carroll and Tom Brady working and John Spytek working together as a trio, and just got Chip Kelly, Raiders could get creative. Now the Raiders got to execute it because the Raiders for too long have built some pretty surefire teams and not done anything with it. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Ooh, prediction. Quinn Ewers and Shador Sanders to one of those 2 teams. Or both.
Quinn Ewers and Shador Sanders to one of those 2 teams?
Or like Shador to like the Raiders and like Washington.
Washington need a quarterback.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm on board with the Shador to the Raiders thing, but it's just
what is Washington doing with
I don't know what I'm saying.
I mean, maybe he could be a backup. He could be a camp or not camp.
I think that Mariota's fine as a backup.
That's true, but yeah, we'll see. But I mean, the thing that makes me wonder about if they're going to take a quarterback is the fact that Pete Carroll has like a man crush on Russell Wilson. So I think like he's the one defining factor that could get Russell Wilson up out of Pittsburgh. So I mean, it's like if you get Russell Wilson, do you draft Shador? Even though you really like him? And then it makes you wonder who's going to have the real final say. Is it going to be Pete Carroll or is it going to be Tom Brady?
I will say this, though, right? So with the news, Myles Garrett is requested a trade. I think that changes the landscape of the top 5, or top 10, I should say, right? Where number 1, I still think will go Cam Ward. But number 2, I think Abdul Carter will go number 2 to Cleveland to replace Myles Garrett, because they can also address quarterback a bit later with that. They're probably going to get 2 first-round picks from Garrett. So let's say it's the Rams, you could still snag Milroe and bring in a vet for this year to start and go with that route. And then 3, I still think goes 3 is Patriots, right? No, 3 is Giants. I think Giants.
Yeah.
Giants probably go Shador. And then 4 will go Will Campbell to the Patriots. 5 would be, I believe, Jacksonville go Travis Hunter. And then 6 would be, I believe, the Jets.
Let me see. Let me double check.
I think it's the Jets.
Let's see. If I can bring it up if it stops messing around. Yeah, it's messing around. Let's see. NFL draft order.
I think if you're someone like the Ravens or the Bucks or the Texans, I think you just.
I can see the Bucks, but I think the Bucks should go after Cooper Cup in case they lose Godwin.
That's the only
But I
thing
think
that
the
I
Bucks are
think
going after Tyreek. I think the Bucks are going after Tyreek.
Really?
They got Miami's former wide receiver coach as their offensive coordinator now.
Oh yeah, that's true.
When Tyreek had 2K, I think it was, or he was close to 2000, he was a wide receivers coach. Tyreek said he doesn't probably want to be in Miami anymore.
Oh no, he said he wants out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can see Tyreek in Tampa.
Mm. Now, as far as the draft order goes, 6 is the Raiders, but 7 is the Jets, 8 is Carolina,
6
9
is Jackson Dart. 6 is Jackson Dart. I think Jackson Dart to the Raiders. I think Tom, if he doesn't get Shador, is gonna like Dart because Dart impressed a lot of people at the Senior Bowl.
True.
That's I think he's going top 10. Ooh, another set of breaking news. Chicago Bulls and Lonzo Ball have agreed to a 2-year, $20 million extension.
I'm a swerve.
Good for Lonzo. Make it. Hit the curve and go. Whoa. Good for Lonzo getting paid back after them injuries. Now I just need to see Markel get back on the team and get paid.
So here's my thing.
Damn. Miami was in the middle of the game when Jimmy got traded.
Yeah,
somebody told the bench
to trade him gone.
No, I'm saying a fan who was sitting behind the Heat bench told them about the Jimmy trade. The players on the bench.
No, jeez.
That's crazy. Anyway, but back to what I was saying about Dart. I think he impressed a lot of people at the Senior Bowl, and I think he's gonna sneak in the top 10.
I would be shocked, but I could see Brady getting him at 6. I could see it.
Or, Vegas trades up to 2, and then what would happen is Raiders go Shador, Giants go Jackson Dart at 3. Then Will Campbell, obviously, to the Patriots. Travis Hunter to Jags. And then 6 Giants still get Jackson Dart. Or not Jackson. 6 would be Cleveland getting Abdul Carter. That's another scenario I can see working.
That would. So who's Carolina getting?
Or, to get more dicey on it, I'm going to just get... I'm coming up with all the ideas in my head. You remember how Houston, right? Houston had the second pick, but they had the 12th pick in a bunch of seconds.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was when the year they drafted Stroud, right? So what I could see happening is Cleveland is going to trade Myles Garrett to, let's say, who's picking it? What's the top 10? What's the 10 through 20 picks?
10 through 20 is Chicago, San Francisco, Dallas, who I think is getting Ashton Genty, Dolphins, Colts, Falcons, Cardinals, Bengals, Seahawks.
All right, Falcons.
Bucks.
What pick is the Falcons?
Falcons are 15.
All right, let's say Myles Garrett to the Falcons. I can see that happening. Myles Garrett for 15, a future first in like 2 seconds or whatever. I can see now that coming and flipping that around. Cleveland flipping that 15 in this 3 seconds or 2 seconds and coming back into the top 10. And they get a quarterback after taking Carter and pulling a Houston, getting a quarterback and a defensive end.
I'm with you, but the Falcons got to fix that -8.
Oh, no, that's easy for them. They have a lot of expirings and restructures to do still. Falcons going to have the cap.
Now, because I know what's his name is, he's on a 1-year deal, I think. It's either Jesse Bates or Justin Simmons.
Simmons.
Okay, yeah. I think Jesse Bates is on a 2-year deal. I know Ray's on a 2-year deal. And then, of course, Kirk Cousins is out of there, too. But I think, they still have Matthew Judon for another year, I think. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what Radio Raheem can cook up. Hopefully, Radio Raheem's more mature the next season and ready to be sure he's actually a head coach. But we'll see what happens. But it'll be interesting. Yeah, what the Saints gonna do at number 9?
G&T or T-Mac? It'll be one of the two.
I could see Ted McMillan.
I say G&T because Kellen Moore has learned the value of a very good running back. But I also could see him just waiting to the second round because this running back class is stacked. And taking either Judkins or Hampton from North Carolina.
I go Judkins.
Hampton's a dog, though. I can't say he ain't going to be a scrub. He looked good.
So is it Henderson? Henderson's in this draft too, ain't he?
Yeah, Travion. I can see Travion in the third round. Travion's going to be a steal in the third.
Yeah, honestly, that's who needs to go sooner. He's a guaranteed home run threat. Him off of a screen.
That's easy. The thing with Travion is he's a senior, so NFL teams overthink things like that.
Yeah.
So, no. But also the thing with Russell Wilson and Arthur Smith philosophy differences.
Well, that's a...
Now, they were saying Arthur Smith wanted to be a run-first team, and Wilson wanted to throw the ball down the field. And, well, we know Russell Wilson wants to throw the ball down the field, but he's underthrowing every ball, and once teams play too high safety, the team sucks.
And that's why I think he's going to get out of there. I think that's like the one factor in the back of my mind. It's like, I know Pete Carroll loves him. And that's why I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like in the back of my mind.
If he goes to the Raiders, I could see the Raiders now sign Russell Wilson to 1 year and draft Jackson Dart at 6 and have him sit a year.
Yeah.
Like the Michael Penix plan was.
Yes, actually.
And then when Russell Wilson stinks up the joint, Jackson Dart shows up week 10.
It just feels like I don't know. Because it's like the Raiders probably want to do their own thing, but then I know Pete Carroll's like, man, he's like, look, man, we got to get Russ, man. That's my guy. We got to get Russ, man.
But see, now Chip Kelly being on that team makes me think it won't be Russ because Chip Kelly's offense is West Coast and not that vertical that Russ runs.
Mm-hmm.
Because Chip Kelly's more intermediate passing while Russ he can't throw intermediate.
That's fair. Yeah, that does fit Jackson Dart or Shador, so I can see.
Eagles have that 2018 ring is their only Super Bowl?
For who?
For the Eagles, I saw it scrolling on the bottom, seeking their second. I thought they won one before that.
Oh no, the Eagles have been like 3 times. The Eagles played the Raiders once and got beat. I think it was Super Bowl 15. They played the Raiders once and got beat, and then they played the Patriots and they got beat in that one as well. The first time in Jacksonville, over Terrell Owens played with the plate in his leg. He played with a broken leg. It still went crazy. So yeah, they've been twice before winning that first one. So this is their what? 1, 2. Golly, I just did it in my head. 1, 2, 3. This is their 4th appearance as a franchise. So hopefully, no, my bad. No, this is their 5th appearance because they lost the other one back in 2022. The 122 was their 4th appearance. This is their 5th appearance.
So they're 1-4 in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Wow. Oof. Well,
Saquon, you're our only hope.
If it makes you
Saquon
feel better,
you're our only hope. Jalen Hurts, you're our only hope. AJ Brown, you're our only hope.
Put up 500 yards, please.
If it makes you feel better, I think the Cowboys are like 5-6 in the Super Bowl. are like 5-4.
Oh, they're just like LeBron. Lost six,
Yeah, there's
six
something like that.
rings.
The Cowboys have been so many times and lost. I think, or I think they've been like 8 times and like won 5 and lost 3 of them. Because I know the Cowboys lost like the Steelers on multiple occasions, and then they lost to some. They lost to the Colts too. Because that was like the one Super Bowl where, because Chuck Howley's the only player to win Super Bowl MVP and lose a Super Bowl. So I think they've lost like 3 or 4 of them, I want to say. But yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, Jalen Hurts and Saquon, y'all are saving grace, man. You gotta
Go off.
you gotta put on
200, 300 yards each.
That's true. And that's another thing. We haven't seen a 200-yard rusher in the Super Bowl since, like, I want to say Thurman Thomas. And he lost
I
the
think
Super Bowl.
Saquon can do it. If Saquon doesn't have 200, I think Jalen Hurts can have at least 300 yards passing.
Actually,
But I think Saquon rips at least one big run.
What did Marshawn Lynch have in the Super Bowl against the Patriots? Because I know he kind of went beast mode at one point.
He had like 120, I think, but they decided to have Russ win it.
Super Bowl 40. It wasn't 43. It was 48. I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was 48.
44 was the Saints. 45 was the Packers. 46 was the Giants. 47. No, 46 was the Ravens. 47 was the Giants, or something like that. 48 was Seahawks. 49 was Patriots. 50 was Broncos.
So in that Super Bowl against the Broncos, Beast Mode had 15 carries for 39 yards. And then Percy Harvin actually led the ground game. He had 2 carries for 45 yards. And then if we fast forward to Super Bowl 49 the next year, where the Patriots beat the Seahawks, Marshawn had 24 carries for 102 yards.
How much you had?
He had 24 carries for 102 yards and 1 TD.
Over 4 yards a pop.
And then the guy with the most rushing yards in the Super Bowl is Timmy Smith. In Super Bowl, what was that? Super Bowl 2022 against John Elway and the Broncos. Yeah, he went for 204 yards. So, yeah.
Dang.
Terry Smith, yeah. So, basically, no running back has ever gone for 205. So, Saquon has a chance.
Yeah, there were 2 big ones for that.
Yeah. The next closest is Marcus Allen, who had 191, but nobody has been able to really, in our lifetime, the only running back that has rushed for over 100 or over 120 in a Super Bowl is Michael Pittman. That was the last one in that Bucks Raiders Super Bowl. But since then,
It'll
the next
be
closest
hopefully a good one that the refs don't ruin. That's all I can say about it.
Yeah.
That's really all you can say. Hopefully it's a good one that the refs don't ruin because we know who the NFL wants to win.
That part. Yeah, we'll see. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get these picks in, man. Who we rocking with, Mr. Sasser?
You had 2 weeks to think about this.
Yeah, you did.
Eagles.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Our only savior. Saquon, come on.
I think we're
I'm going Philly. I'm going Philly.
Oh, great.
If it makes you feel better, the Bug win Kansas City.
Okay. Good. I can take it Philadelphia. No guiltiness there about the jinx.
All right. I mean, hey, we all picked Ohio State, and Ohio State won.
That's true. That's true. All right.
So now
Philadelphia, Saquon, Jalen Hurts, get it done.
Get it done.
Get it done.
Get it done.
Put
That's
that
what I'm
sorry
going with.
ass
I'm gonna
fan
stick
base
to
in
it.
dirt.
Be the next beast mode, Saquon.
Well, as long as they make sure to give him the ball then at the 1 instead of
At the one.
touching.
Or instead of throwing a pass and shotgun formation.
Well, no, we don't have to worry about the Eagles throwing a pass on the 1 yard line. If they get to the 1 yard line, they're touching it.
Oh yeah. At least they're smart enough to know.
Yeah.
But
They're
knowing
smart enough
that,
to
knowing how the NFL script writers work, the Eagles are going to touch it, and the Chiefs will stop them on 4th down or something.
Hey,
like, oh my God, look at that! Did they cross over the line?
And knock down wood.
honestly, I could see them doing the tush push and then it being like a close one. And then
Like it's going to be like
three-
indisputable evidence or something. Like there's just nothing to tell.
Oh yeah. I see what you mean.
So
Like,
many
yeah,
times.
like you can see the ball, like the Josh Allen 4th down. The ball's clearly over the first down. The ball's clearly over the line, but they'll say it's still not good enough to say, "Oh, sorry guys, not a score."
Yep.
And then I could
That's
just
how
I could just see the ref going like with that the game is over, ball game, and then everybody's just sitting there like,
What are you saying, refs? Yeah, that's how it's gonna end, guys. I hate to bring it up.
yeah. But as we wrap it up tonight, folks, just remember 4 teams have attempted this.
Only 4.
Nobody was able to do it. Not Troy Aikman, not the great Joe Montana, not Brady, and not Roger Staubach. Or not Roger Staubach, not, oh my God, what's his name? Not Terry Bradshaw. Jeez. Well, I guess Roger Staubach.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. It's like, yeah.
Roger Staubach wasn't able to do it either. But so just know, based on that image, there's a lot of Hall of Famers and a lot of history on all 4 of those teams. Nobody was able to do it. So with that, we leave y'all. Until next week.
Save us, Saquon Barkley. Jalen Hurts, be a friend, tell a friend. Everybody manifest this. Everybody stay safe, stay blessed with the Super Bowl going on. Don't drink and drive. Y'all know the business.
Yeah.
That part.
Be smart.
And then also, too,
that's all I got to say.
Well, I see. Before we do get out of here, also shout out to all the kids and stuff that signed. We know it was National Signing Day and everything. You know, shout out to all, whether you went to HBCU, PWI, D2, D1, whether you went community college route, whatever you did, or even if it wasn't for football, whatever sport it was for, basketball, track, volleyball, baseball. Shout out to you for, basically getting ready to graduate without any student loans.
Yeah. Woo! Ace, the Rangers are up 3-2.
The what? Oh.
The New York Rangers are up 3-2 against the Bruins.
Oh, great. Stalin came back.
Also, before we do go, shout out to, because I'm going to list off all the names and stuff of the guys that have signed, not the guys that are commits, but the guys that signed for FAMU in this signing class. So you got 2 quarterbacks, one from Central Michigan, one from Indiana. Tyler Jefferson and Roman Purcell both signed. Speedback Jamal Haley out of Western Michigan signed. Jordan Parker out of Western Michigan at wide receiver signed. Kanari Wilshire, who signed out of Illinois, who's a speed demon. Gavin Hill, tight end out of Florida. On the offensive line, you got Moselle Williams, who signed. DJ Jones out of Virginia, who signed. Johan Myers out of Kennesaw State, who signed. Xavier Perkins out of Florida State. At defensive back, you got Jaden Bradford out of Florida State. Dalen Didson out of East Carolina. Traquan Lattimore out of Charlotte. Jalik Thomas from App State. You got 2 kickers actually. Andrew Abu Akel out of Western Michigan. And then I know you got another one, or you got a punter who signed Alexander Davis out of Mississippi Valley. One defensive line, Elijah Alexander out of Stetson. Defensive back, Dion Villers out of Tennessee State. Justice Cross, who came from Murray State, signed. Caleb McKenzie out of South Dakota signed. And then the 4 high school kids that signed, defensive back Isaiah Murphy Sink out of Jones High School signed. Defensive lineman out of Western High School in Davie, Sammy Mitchell, a 4th signed. On the offensive line, you had Big David Gardner out of Dr. Phillips in Orlando, who's 6'5" and looks like Mekhi Becton. And then, of course, from Ace's stomping ground at Hillsborough High School, Moses White, who plays wide receiver. He was a 4-star. So all guys that are signed and committed to FAMU. So yeah, shout out to all y'all, man. Hopefully, all can be.
It'll be great, y'all.
Definitely. I know. I tried to check with Ace and ask if he knew who.
I was virtual that senior year, man. I don't know anybody now.
So at least y'all know I tried to get some. I tried.
Sorry, y'all. My bad.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway,
it's not your fault. COVID happened.
Yeah, this is an interesting one somebody brought up. I want to see if y'all agree with this. Y'all think the Warriors should retire Andrew Wiggins' number? Let's see y'all balls knowledge test.
I mean,
honestly, they should.
I mean,
yeah.
Second best player on that 22 run. And they don't win against Boston without him.
Yeah, that's fair.
No.
I'll say this. If they retire Iguodala's number, I can see it.
Yeah, okay, that's a better use of words.
Because he was an all-star starter there too, so I was just saying I was interested to see what y'all would say with that. I think they should. Because Williams went through a lot up in Golden State, so who knows? Maybe coming back east will help him. Because his dad was sick and he died and all that, so he had it rough. So it was just a one little thing. And also, y'all saw Charlie Strong back in Tampa. Hitler's back. The real Hitler. USF terrorist is back.
Oh, no.
He worked for Urban Meyer at Florida as well.
Yeah, but he was USF's head coach after Willie Taggart, and he was terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to bring those two stuff. Anyway, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe, stay safe during Super Bowl, guys. Enjoy it. Hopefully the rest don't ruin it. We'll see you next week to recap it. We might have Trey back on to talk about Super Bowl and hirings. So, unless I can't speak because that might be a different issue, but hopefully I'll be fine by then. So we'll see you next week.
Stay blessed. Good night.
Yeah.